Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Overdrive Files. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe and like button. It helps things grow around here. But anyway, let's get into this article. Joe Manganiello is talking plot details of Ben Affleck's Batman movie, which we probably would have already seen at this point, or maybe it would have come out this summer if everything would have been staying on track, if the DCEU wasn't blown up all to hell. But anyway, let's get into this article here. Headline: Joe Manganiello reveals new details about Ben Affleck's abandoned Batman movie. It was really cool, really dark, and really hard. Scrolling down here, though, getting some details. While speaking with Yahoo Entertainment about his new film Arch Enemy, which opens in theaters as well as on digital and VOD services December 11th, the True Blood star reveals that Affleck's abandoned Batman adventure would have had a strong David Fincher vibe. I like that. That sounds good. At the time, Affleck had just starred in the director's 2012 hit Gone Girl and took inspiration from one of his earlier movies. There were similarities to The Game, Manganiello says, referring to Fincher's 1997 cult favorite that starred Michael Douglas as a rich banker who loses everything overnight and then runs a dangerous gauntlet orchestrated by a shadowy organization. Anyone who runs a website or a blog or anything, can we just stop using this this photo of Ben Affleck from Justice League? Oh, God. Anyway, more into it. In the original pitch for the Batman, Deathstroke performed a similar demolition job on Bruce Wayne's life, systematically destroying his public status as Gotham City's leading citizen and his private existence as its caped crusader. It was a really dark story in which Deathstroke was like a shark or a horror movie villain that was dismantling Bruce's life from the inside out. It was this systematic thing. He killed everyone close to Bruce and destroyed his life to try and make him suffer because he felt that Bruce was responsible for something that happened to him. Interesting. Killed everyone close to Bruce, like Alfred, like Commissioner Gordon, maybe Selena Kyle would have popped up in the movie. We would have seen a relationship develop with Bruce and Selena. I'm not really sure, but that's pretty dramatic. Let's see here. Besides The Game, Affleck's proposed storyline also bears strong similarities to Born Again, a classic arc from Frank Miller's run on Marvel's Daredevil comic book that was loosely adapted to the screen in the third season of the Netflix series. It was really cool, really dark, and really hard, Manganiello says wistfully. I was very excited for it. So was Snyder, who teased the Batman in the original version of a post-credits scene that appears at the end of Justice League where Deathstroke pays a visit to Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. In the sequence that Manganiello shot with Snyder during principal photography in 2016, the dastardly duo discussed what to do about Batman, thus setting the gears of Slade's master plan in motion. But when Affleck stepped away from directing the Batman the following January and Joss Whedon replaced Snyder as Justice League's director a few months after that, the actor assumed that scene was a goner and put Slade in his rear view. Then in the run-up to the movie's theatrical release in the fall of 2017, he found out that his scene was still in the picture, but it teased a completely different follow-up. I thought that scene was gone, but producer John Berg called me up and we said we reworked that scene and put it back in, Manganiello remembers. I was surprised as anybody. Instead of the Batman, the Lex/Slade encounter now laid the groundwork for a second Justice League film, though not necessarily the one Snyder had planned. The Legion of Doom, or whatever they're going with that. Such a shame. Just totally derailed it all. Rather than reshoot the entire sequence, the filmmakers opted to rewrite Eisenberg's side of the conversation. They reshot all of Jesse's dialogue to tease Justice League Part 2, which was going to be the Injustice League, Manganiello says now. For the record, Snyder intended to feature the alien despot Darkseid as a primary villain in his Justice League two-parter. All of that dialogue was about Batman originally, and it was changed to lines like, "Shouldn't we have a league of our own?" Ultimately, the Justice League-centric sequel followed Affleck's David Fincher-esque take on the Batman into the DCEU dustbin after Justice League's disastrous critical and commercial reception. Also swept up in that bit of studio house cleaning was Manganiello's treatment for a standalone Deathstroke film that consumed 6 months worth of his blood, sweat, and tears. I worked with an Oscar-nominated writer on that treatment, and it was one of those projects that got canceled during that period. There were maybe even 7 different Deathstroke projects that all didn't happen over the course of 4 years. It's one of those funny things in Hollywood and in life where you've just got to let it go. Oh my God. I had no idea. This is kind of the first I'm really reading this, that the standalone Deathstroke movie got, 6 months into writing that thing. I didn't even know that there was like a script. I just thought it was it Gareth Evans, right? The Raid director. I kind of remember hearing that he was in talks to direct the movie, but I didn't know they got as far as like writing a script and like everything with Joe being involved as he was. Such a shame. But anyway, this kind of down here just gets into Deathstroke being in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and even how he, right here, the actor tweeted a black and white picture of Slade sporting a signature eye patch in a wicked new hairstyle, and he confirms to Yahoo Entertainment that the image came from new material that the director filmed, which we all know, for the upcoming 4-hour series. Zach called me one day and asked, "How would you like to do it again?" So I said, "Sure, man, I'll be there." And he told me, "Okay, we're getting your armor out of storage in England and we're going to fly it over here. Is there anything you want to do differently?" Giving the actors some creative freedom. Sure enough, Manganiello had all kinds of fresh ideas that he wanted to put into his last stab at Deathstroke, including a few culled from his never-made treatment. Some of those elements I snuck into this round, he teases, specifically citing the character's badass mohawk. The greatest warriors are the ones who walk into battle already dead or assuming that they're gonna die. They're looking for someone who could actually kill them. There's almost an excitement around that. Like, is today going to be the day? Man, that sounds awesome. But yeah, that's really, and that's pretty much the rest of the article. But man, it's awesome to kind of like hear sort of like the first like actual sort of like concrete like story beats, or, you know, plot details and like the tone of what this movie would have been. You know, there was stuff out there, rumors and stuff, that it was going to be, you know, it was going to be based in Arkham Asylum and have all these sort of villains. And it doesn't necessarily sound like that's the case at all with this movie. It was going to be, you know, a dark and gritty dismantling of like Bruce Wayne's life. Him like losing the ones he like loves close to him the most. But hey, all I got to say is I'm thankful that we're at least going to be able to see Joe Manganiello in a new scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that we have that on the horizon, man. You know, as much as I would have wanted, you know, the DCEU to be interrupted, who knows what sort of Justice League movie we would have gotten. But anyway, it's just awesome to sort of see more details kind of emerging with Ben Affleck's Batman movie. And man, I just want to see that movie, man. Like Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, like I was so excited to see these guys go toe to toe with each other in that movie. You know, it's a shame that we'll possibly never see it. Who knows if they're going to get a limited series on HBO Max if Affleck wants to do it, but we will see Affleck in the Flash in what, 2022 at this point. Who knows if they stick to the date. But anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think of this Joe Manganiello plot details that he dropped on yahooentertainment.com? Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit that like button. I'm Rex Overdrive. I'll see you next time.